If you're thinking about starting a self-employed estate agency business and you want to get as close to guaranteeing success as you possibly can, this video is for you. So in the following video, I will be sharing a plan with you that can take you from the very beginning, the idea in your mind of creating a self-employed estate agency business, setting the foundations, right the way through the journey from launching, through the growth phase, through building a team around you, into what we then call the wealth phase. Wealth to us is about time, not money. You can't buy time. So the idea is that you can position yourself in such a way that you work on your business, not in it. Make sure you stay to the very end of the video where I'll be sharing a very special offer connected to the Elite Agent Masterclass. My name is James Humphrey Stone, co-founder of the Elite Agent Masterclass, and in the last 2.5 years, I've used the following blueprint to create a self-employed estate agency business that has earned well over £100,000 a year. So within the Elite Agent Masterclass, we have a framework known as FLGBW. We're going to start at the very top. The F stands for foundations. This is all about setting your business up in a way where you know exactly how you're going to operate, who your target audience is, how you're going to get in front of your target audience, and how you're going to convey your message. First off, when you're setting your foundations, you need to distill what is important to you. So for starters, we're going to look at your core values. What is it that you stand for? Remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So once you've decided on your core values, that becomes the absolute bottom layer, the foundational layer to the way in which you run your business. And if you don't truly believe in what you're sharing when it comes to your core values, then it isn't a core value. And equally, things like integrity and honesty and transparency, they're not core values. If you put integrity and transparency and honesty into your core values, it means that there's a possibility that the person receiving that message thinks, well, surely that's a given. So think outside the box. To give you an example, the core values within our brand, The Avenue Estate Agents, one of our core values is growth always in all ways. Now what that means is we are focused on growing both personally and professionally at all times. How can we expand our knowledge? How can we expand the business? That is an example of a core value. Next up, you've got to decide, what is your purpose? Your cause or your passion? But let's use the word purpose for the benefit of this exercise. Who do you exist to serve? What are you trying to achieve? So for example, with the Elite Agent Masterclass, I've been an estate agent for 20 years and I've had a really deep-rooted belief that estate agents are underappreciated and underpaid for what they do. So the Elite Agent Masterclass exists to raise the standards of the industry and in turn help individuals within the estate agency arena raise their incomes. So for me, I want to see estate agents being paid more. So my purpose for the Elite Agent Masterclass is to help people earn their true worth. When it comes to your estate agency business, what is your purpose? Next up, we have our niche. So which niche are you going to try and position yourself in? Now, you could think to yourself, well, I'm going to niche down into my local community. You could equally look at it that you want to niche into a particular value range. You could decide that you want to niche into a particular property type. I know of businesses that are specialists in selling bungalows, for example. So deciding on your niche becomes really important so that you know who that you serve, and then all of your messaging, which is coming up, forms part of that. Another way to think about your niche is that you want to try and create a blue ocean. A blue ocean is a new marketplace, a niche that currently doesn't exist, but you're creating a market for it. The alternative to a blue ocean is a red ocean. A red ocean is full of sharks and bottom feeders. It becomes a race to the bottom because people are all fighting over the same commodity. And when you commoditize a service, you have only one way to position yourself, and that is to be the cheapest. The only person or business that has a competitive advantage by being the cheapest is the very cheapest. There is no advantage to being the second cheapest in the marketplace, but there is a significant advantage to being the most expensive. Okay, so next up we have our tone of voice. Now this one might be less familiar. A lot of people, they understand what core values are, they understand trying to create their purpose and niching down, but the tone of voice, where am I going with this? So you've got to decide, how are you communicating with your audience? So for example, in the Avenue Estate Agents, one of our tones of voice, if you like, is our concierge style. So we are more service-led and support-led and advice-led, and we are wanting to be the expert on all things connected to our local marketplace and our clients' home moving journey. So one of our components to our tone of voice is to be concierge style. A second one that we have within the Avenue brand is that we are marketeers first and salespeople second. 80% of our time is spent focused on marketing as opposed to sales. How can we better promote our own services? How can we better promote our clients' properties? Therefore, how can we expand our marketing reach? Sales only come once marketing is absolutely on point. And if you can recondition your thinking to being marketing first and sales second, then you're going to create a brand that is much more recognized for your output and your quality rather than your, let's say, tenacious ability to sell. So next up, in the foundational layer, you need to decide what it is that you do. Now, that may sound bloody obvious. You sell houses. But how are you going to do it? What are you going to deliver? What is your strategy behind the way in which you're going to take properties to market? In fact, what is the selection of strategies that you will have banked and ready for every client you meet with so that you can give them a bespoke approach to the way in which you're going to market their home? Are you going to be bespoke, or are you going to create an offering that is one size fits all? This all falls into the what we do. That becomes the strategy. Next, you've got to think about how you do it. So we've got the strategy. What are the tactics? How do you deliver what you do? This is all about the steps that you're going to take. For example, pre-launch process when you're putting a property on the market. Are you going to have a social media strategy? What steps are you going to take as part of that social media strategy? Have you got a system or a relationship with a customer relationship management system, a CRM, whereby you can promote properties to your audience before they go on the open market? You've got to think about all of these steps because that forms part of your wider strategy and the how you do it. So what I've shared with you there is a slightly deeper dive into what you can expect from the process of laying the foundations for your business. There are several other components that go into the foundational building, which include a simple business plan to give a sense of direction. What is your direction of travel? What do you need in place to make your business functional and operate to the level you want it to? Next up is then how you measure your business so that you understand what steps need to go in day by day to get you to a place where you achieve your business plan. Then we would be looking at your ideal client. How do you position yourself in front of them? Who are they? Where do they work? What cars do they drive? This is all really important information so that you can understand how to best position yourself in front of that ideal client. And as part of the Elite Agent Masterclass, we go deep into this with our clients to help them really understand their business before they go out into the big wide world of trying to create the opportunity so they know exactly what they're doing. At the beginning of the video, I told you that if you hung around to the end of the video, then I would share a very special offer with you. Well, here it is. We are about to unveil our coaching program within the Elite Agent Masterclass. And for the first 5 people to get in touch on the details on the screen in just a moment, you will receive a significant discount to be a part of our coaching program. I look forward to working with you and taking you on the journey of building an immensely successful self-employed estate agency business.